Tonight, we're hearing from the EMT who was forcefully arrested inside the Strong Hospital Emergency Department while she had a patient on the gurney.
Does she think the punishment handed down yesterday against the Rochester police officer who did it is fair? News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey spoke directly with Lakia Smith about it today. Jen?
Yeah, Brett, Deanna, we all remember this situation. It happened in July of 2022, and after more than 2 years, yesterday, we learned the officer seen in this video will remain on paid suspension, earning his $113,000 salary until March of 2025, when he will be able to retire and collect his pension. He won't ever be able to be a police officer in New York State again, but the woman in this video isn't satisfied with that outcome.
Lakia Smith is the woman you see in this video being pushed up against the desk, her arms forcefully pulled behind her back and cuffed. She admits she dinged Officer Charles Latempio's car door with the door of the ambulance she was driving just before this, but
my main focus at that moment was trying to get my patient inside the hospital so that he can get the care that he needs.
A few days after the incident, Charles Latempio was suspended with pay. An internal investigation determined he wrongfully detained Smith and used excessive force to do it. But the arbitration process took another 2 years.
I was furious that he was still getting paid after 2 years. I was furious that they still want to still allow him to keep his pension. And I'm furious that I wasn't able to tell my story.
Smith says she didn't testify during the arbitration hearing because they wouldn't let her attorney in the room.
I think this case highlights the broken disciplinary process for police officers in Rochester.
The hearing officer upheld only one of the charges that RPD's internal investigators found Latempio guilty of and suggested a punishment of retraining. Police Chief Dave Smith didn't like that recommendation, so he reached an alternate settlement. Lakia Smith has filed a civil lawsuit over this incident against the city of Rochester and the Rochester Police Department, the same department that has already found Latempio guilty of using excessive force.
On one hand, the city's own employees who investigated this case are saying he was guilty of X, Y, and Z. But on the other hand, they're fighting against a civil suit saying he wasn't guilty of the same X, Y, and Z. How do you reconcile that?
I don't think that you can reconcile it, and I think that the jury would see right through that. I think that anybody that watches the video can see with their own eyes Latempio's actions were outrageous, they were unlawful, and in the end, I expect that we're going to achieve justice for Lakia in court.
Lakia Smith says she got a shoulder injury during that incident that has made it impossible for her to continue working on an ambulance toward her dream of becoming a paramedic. She's been fighting to get workers' comp benefits for the past 2 years. Brett and Deanna.
Thanks so much, Jen. And if you'd like to look through the internal documents associated with this case, we can link them to you at WHEC.com.